Philly Fingers here, playing American Rotation. A rotation game similar to 15 ball, but with a different racking setup and scoring. When racking, place the 15 ball on the spot, the 2 and 3 balls in the second row, the 1 ball in the center, and the 13 and 14 balls in the fourth row. The remaining balls can be placed anywhere. As for scoring, balls 1 through 10 are worth 1 point, balls 11 through 15 are worth 2 points, so a whole rack will equal 20 points. A typical game would be a race to 100, utilizing a few racks. Now let's use the center break in order to pocket the second row balls in the side, and at the same time it leaves the cue ball right in the middle. As you see, the 3 ball goes right into the side. Now as the 7 and the 8 also go in, you'll note that balls pocketed on the break also count toward your score. If you were to scratch on the break, your opponent gets the points pocketed, but you continue shooting. After the break, you always start with ball in hand, regardless if you scratch or not. Now, just like 9 ball, it's a rotation game where you have to hit the lowest ball first. Unlike 9 ball, this game is call all shots and call all saves, so no flukes are allowed. In this case, I'm aiming for the 2 in the top left corner. As long as I make my ball, the 5 ball that goes in also counts towards my score. As I continue to run the rack, we have to keep in mind the scoring system and how hard it is in the beginning. When you first break and you start making those initial shots, you're making the 1 ball, the 2 ball, 3 ball. If you run out those first 10 balls, you get 10 points. But if you miss, at that point, the table is pretty spread out. There's pretty much no clusters. You would assume it's pretty wide open table. And now if your opponent runs out 11 through 15, which are worth 2 points each, he's basically tied the game 10 to 10 with minimal effort. Now that's very similar to 9 ball where you can run the first 8 balls, but if you miss the 9, you lose the whole game. And that's the intention. The intention is to add pressure towards the latter part of the game. Here you can see my 9 ball is really tricky, but I still have to call it into the corner. Now that could have been a game changer. Had I missed, there were enough balls left on the table where the opponent could have run out and he would have won the match. And remember, you always have the option to play safe. I could have played safe on the 9, but I chose to play aggressive. And those are the things you have to think about. When to play safe, when to play aggressive, remembering that the latter balls are worth 2 points, understanding that the game does add a little bit of extra pressure toward the end. For me, one of the biggest benefits of playing a rotation game like this is that it teaches you perfect position. You're forced to play position for a specific ball in a specific area. Unlike when you're playing 8 ball, if you get out of line and you don't land perfectly on a certain stripe, you might play a different stripe. Here, you're forced to really hone in on your positioning skills. So as I make this 15 in the side pocket, I complete the break and run, I have 20 points for the rack, and that's my take on American Rotation. Till next time.